I don't want to sound unsympathetic to Tua. But damn it, I told you 2 years ago, the last time he got knocked out in 2022, I told you this guy is Glass Joe and needs to retire from football. I said that, and I got crushed for it. And it's not, I like Tua. I think Tua is a great young man. I met him at a Steve Clarkson camp years ago when he was just a high school or college kid. Great young man. But he's not built for football. That's what this story is. That wasn't a hard hit last night. Damar Hamlin didn't even hit him. Tua hit Damar Hamlin and fell out. This is about a guy whose body isn't built for football. That's all this is. And that's what the conversation should be about today. Now, oh God, football's so dangerous and I risked my life. And oh, I'm just so concerned about Tua's future. Just go down the list of all the quarterbacks who played in the 1960s and 70s, 1950s. Are they all dead? Do they all have CTE and their lives have been ruined? What percentage of them are we talking about? This is a gimmick. This is a false narrative. This is fake news. This is cosplay. I want to pull out my receipts. Told you what I'm going to replay for you just a bit of what I said in 2022, the last time Tua got knocked out. Play the clip. You don't change football because Tua Tagovailoa is Glass Joe. You guys remember Glass Joe from the Nintendo Punch-Out arcade game? He was a 38-year-old French flyweight with a record of 1 win and 99 losses. He was the ultimate beta male and fashionista. He was the first opponent a gamer would face on his way to the title. I'm not calling Tua a beta. He's not. Tua is as mentally tough as any quarterback not named Jalen Hurts. Tua has a heart for the game of football. He's just not built for it. He's small and brittle. He can't take a punch. Tua Tagovailoa needs to retire. I got killed for that. Here we are 2 years later, and everybody now saying, oh yeah, Tua maybe should retire, blah, blah. He's not. Let me walk you through all of Tua's injuries since 2018 at Alabama. And you tell me if he's built for football. Broken index finger, during spring ball, required surgery. This is 2018. Later in 2018, knee sprain, played the next week. 2018 quad injury, missed rest of the game, played the next week. 2018 ankle injury, tightrope procedure, played during the college football playoffs. 2019 high ankle sprain, tightrope procedure, missed 1 game. 2019 hip injury, ended college career. That's just in 2 years at Alabama. Now let's move to the NFL. 2020 thumb injury, missed 1 game. 2021 rib fracture, missed 3 games. 2021 fractured index finger, missed 1 game. 2022 back injury, deemed by many a concussion. They called it a back injury, and then of course he came back the next week, or maybe it was just 4 or 5 days later on a Thursday night. Details are fuzzy. Concussion versus the Cincinnati Bengals. That's the big major one. Comes back Miami in 2022. Concussion versus Green Bay, missed the last 3 games. Then now last night. 2023, last year's first time the guy's ever played 17 games, ever played a complete season. He's Glass Joe, and I don't mean that disparagingly. I don't have the body to be a swimmer. I don't have the physical characteristics. So I shouldn't swim. Tua Tagovailoa's got a great arm, and he's a good athlete, but his body can't withstand the punishment in the National Football League, in college football. That was a routine play. He, for some reason, ducked his head and drove into Damar Hamlin. But it wasn't some monumental hit, some vicious hit. It's a routine play. He could have protected himself. The entire league has been built around protecting the quarterback. He could have slid. He chose, in a bad decision, to duck his head, got hit a little bit, lost consciousness, froze up. They carried him off the field, or he walked off the field. But now we have to sit on TV and pretend like Tua's life is in jeopardy? Did we do this when LeVar Arrington gave Troy Aikman that final knockout shot? Have we not watched Troy Aikman be, in my opinion, the best football color analyst for the last 15 years? Take a wide receiver like Chris Collinsworth. Chris Collinsworth played in the National Football League when you could actually hit receivers. Is he not doing a good job? Let's go to Howie Long and these defensive linemen that hit every play, bump heads. A head bump is a big part of offense and defensive line play. It certainly was during Howie Long's day. It still is today. Howie Long, one of the most impressive football broadcasters I know. I'm sure he's dealing with some aches and pains from football. But I know too many of these guys. And once you build the narrative, they're like, oh my God, CTE. And I can be a victim. And I can now blame anything that I do on CTE. You're inviting people to embrace their victimhood. That's why we have all these former NFL players now running around. Oh, I'm a victim. I have CTE. I played this dangerous game. And it was terrible. I saw too many guys before them not do this. I've seen too many of them, trust me, they got your aches and pains. I got a torn ACL from 1988. You got your aches and pains, but all of this violin and everybody acting like the world ended for Tua and his life is now over, miss me with all of it. It's a gimmick. It's a false narrative that everyone's bought into because it makes them popular. You can trend over Twitter. Who can give the best, most emotional, overdramatic take on Tua Tagovailoa today? Not going to get it here. I'm not going to buy into the insanity of the demonization of football and I'm not saying it's not a dangerous sport. It is. It's not for wimps. It's not for betas. It's not for the P words. It's not for them. It's not for women or men who, I don't even want to call them because it's just not for everybody. Not everybody's body, because there's no punk in Tua. His body's just not built for football. If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a moment of Fearless.